our efforts to continue to work together and work for the people. So, yeah, and thank you for blessing all our individuals across the nation. With that, colleagues, and everyone that's on the call this morning, if you're just joining us, we just had an invocation from Honorable Brown. And today we are actually looking forward to doing some recognitions for some of our relatives and relations and members of the Navajo Nation and individuals who have helped the nation. So at this time, I know that we have Chairman Ricky Nez that is going to do a recognition. He's first up this morning, so I'm going to go, and I look forward to this recognition. So, Chairman Nez, at this time, I'll go ahead and give you the floor, and you can go ahead and do your recognition. Chairman Nez, floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker Damon, honorable members of the 24th Council, and everybody that's on the line. Yate Bena. It's a beautiful morning. I want to thank our Heavenly Father for another beautiful day, snow all about us. And I want to thank my brother, Nate Brown, for the prayer. Certainly appreciate that. But at this time, I'd like to honor one of our own. The great Navajo Nation is very proud, a very proud people for one of our own cowboys. As I read about him and watched him every night at the World National Finals Rodeo, I was just really touched. When I was younger, I used to travel to the rodeos with the Gorman family from Cottonwood, Arizona. And when I see a lot of our athletes receive recognition, it's always good. And today, this morning, I would like to recognize Mr. Eric Rogers, 2020 World National Finals Rodeo Qualifier. Mr. Rogers started rodeoing in 1998. And I'm very proud to say that this young man, this gentleman speaks Navajo. Yate, Mr. Rogers. His parents, I would like to introduce as well, is Irvin and Ramona. He has 4 sisters, Chanda, Megan, Nicole, and Heather. So at this time, I'd like to touch upon a few of Mr. Rogers' accomplishments. There he is. Eric Rogers, professional highlights. This year, 2020, he won the Cody Stampede. He won the Guyman Pioneer Days in Oklahoma. Won the Eastern Montana Miles City Fair Rodeo. In 2019, he ranked 11 in the average with 60.8 seconds. And again in 2018, he partnered with Clint Summers, finished 14th in the world standings and 7th in the average at the World National Finals Rodeo, and placed in 3 rounds. In 2017, he won the team roping heading world championship after finishing a single season record. He placed 2nd in the World National Finals average, won the Southwestern Exposition and Livestock Show at Fort Worth, Texas. 2016, placed in the 5 rounds to rank 5th at the World National Finals Rodeo, finished 5th in the world standings. 2015, placed in 5 rounds at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo to rank 5th in the average. Won the Ram Turquoise Circuit Finals Rodeo, Las Cruces, New Mexico. The St. Paul, Oregon Rodeo, the Wrangler Champions Challenge, Scottsdale, Arizona. Finished 9th in the world standings. 2014, placed in 3 rounds of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, including a second place result in round 7 to rank 7th in the average. Pro Rodeo de Santa Fe, New Mexico, and the Wind River PRCA Rodeo Roundup, Riverton, Wyoming. Finished 8th in the world standings. 2018, tied for first in round 2 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo with a time of 4.5 seconds, and placed in one other round and ranked 14th in the average. Won the Airdrie, Alberta, Canada Pro Rodeo. Won the Lewiston, Idaho Roundup as well. Finished 9th in the world standings. 2012, won round 3 and placed in 6 other rounds at the World National Finals Rodeo. Finished 3rd in the average, finished 5th in the world standings. 2011, won round 7 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo with a time of 3.7 seconds and placed in 3 other rounds to rank 12th in the average. Finished 8th in the world standings. 2010, won Rodeo Austin, Texas with a time of 16.3 seconds on 3 heads. And has a poppin' Pro Rodeo Cowboys Association Rodeo, Buckeye, Arizona with Aaron Senegini. Won the Indian Rodeo Cowboys Association Championship Rodeo with Senegini. Finished 38th in the world standings. 2009, won the Turquoise Circuit Finals Rodeo, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Finished 72nd in the world standings. 2008, won the all-around at the All-Indian Rodeo Cowboys Association Championship Rodeo, Dilcon, Arizona. Did not compete in the PRCA. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Eric Rogers from Round Rock, Arizona.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Ja, det är Eric Rogers and yeah. Kiani small touching Bashchin. Skampa das and Dallat, Belgane das it say. Then I come down a show. That's quite an accomplishment that you read off right there, sir. And I don't know if I'm on or not, but
Yeah,
those
Mr.
are
Rogers,
some of
you're
the
on.
highlights. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on, Mr. Rogers.
Okay. Thank you. Those are some of the highlights of my career that he announced, and so lucky and fortunate and blessed to have the talent and the ability to do all that good stuff in rodeo and make headlines for my people on Indian country, not only Navajo country, but through the world and through America, through native lands. So this kids, the rodeo is pretty fun, and there's a lot of Native American Indian cowboys that partake in it, and there's very few that get to go to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and there's been several of us especially from the Navajo country that's been there. There's been 4 of us, and then there's been a couple other natives from different tribes that've been there, and those are kind of the few things that we've done, and just really would like to give back to the community, through Indian country, especially on the res for the kids, the way the rodeo's life and the rodeo brought me up and has taken care of me for these past few years. So yeah, it's been a great privilege and an honor, and thank you guys for letting me partake in this meeting today. presentation. But yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. The day after the finals, I was at Advantage Dodge and I met your family there, and your pickup truck in the back had Peyton Bray in the back, a sign, and as well as your name on it. So I was so glad to meet your family, but you were out in Arizona. So thank you very much, sir. We're very proud of you.
Yes, sir.
Much success to you and prayers to you and your family. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Say hello to your family for us as well. God bless.
Oh, I will. Thank you, sir. You guys, God bless. Take it easy.
Thank you. We do have a plaque for you that will be sent to you, Mr. Rogers. So
Okay.
you'll be expecting that in the mail. Thank
Awesome.
you. Oh,
Oh.
Speaker Damon.
Thank you very much, Chairman Nez, and thank you very much, Mr. Eric Rogers, for being here with us this morning, and thank you for everything you're doing, especially the efforts and work that you said continuously reaching out and making sure these Reds kids understand what you're doing for them and the effort you're doing for the whole entire nation. So thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless your family, and continue to stay safe on the road out there. As I know, just like these delegates, you're 1,000 to 1,000,000 miles a year kind of guy, get on the road traveling around. So thank you for being here with us on the this morning, and thank you for everything that you're doing for the nation and advertising us as the great Navajo Nation. So yeah. With that, colleagues, with that, colleagues, let's go ahead and go on down. Really want to go ahead and continue with these recognitions this morning. Uh, we do have a recognition from myself, and I hate to jump ahead of the line, but I know that we usually recognize our individuals here at the legislative branch for their effort and what they've done. And we do have a young lady here with us, my son, that's working together not only with myself, but with a lot of us here at the legislative branch. Um, she's from Manuelito, New Mexico. And she's just continuing her effort to close out her years here at the legislative branch working for us. Miss Martha Ellison. Miss Martha Ellison, are you on the line? Miss Ellison? Might have to press *6. You on the line? Well, we want to recognize Miss Ellison this morning because she will be leaving the legislative branch. She's been working here for 35 years and 8 months. She started her career in 1984 through 1988, working for the Navajo Nation at the Division of Social Services as an administrative service officer. And then from 1988 to 1996, she worked at the Department of Personnel Management, and she was a personnel analyst and a classification manager. And finally, in 2001, Ms. Ellison came over to the legislative branch and has been working at the Office of Legislative Services as a legislative advisor, helping the committees here. There with, I do believe in 2001 was the 18th closeout of the 18th council, moving into the 19th council. So it's she's been working together with the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th Navajo Nation Council. So thank you very much, Miss Ellison, for your work and your dedication and overall everything that you help accomplish here, not only for the past leadership, but for the future leadership, what you've laid down and your hard work and dedication. And I love the word that Honorable Nate Brown said, the grit you had and what you did in order for you to make sure that there was policies that were changed, appropriations that were made, and uh, lives that were improved over the years of your service here at the legislative branch. So thank you, Ms. Ellison. Are you on the line now, Ms. Ellison? We just want to go ahead and thank you again, Ms. Ellison. Um, thank you for everything that you've done. So we have a plaque for you, and I know that staff will be presenting that with you before you leave. So thank you very much, Ms. Ellison. Ms. Ellison, are you there? If not, thank you again, Ms. Ellison, for everything that you've done, and we'll go ahead and continue working and celebrating your what you've done here. So again, yeah. With that, colleagues, I'm gonna go ahead and move on down. Good morning, everyone. If you're joining us, we are doing some recognitions before the Navajo Nation Council comes back into session right now. We did have a recognition of Mr. Eric Rogers and Miss Martha Ellison. Now we're going on down to Honorable Eugene So. Honorable Eugene So, at this time, floor is yours for recognition.
Thank you, Speaker. Rage and leader, I hope they're on the call this morning. I'd like to recognize the younger generation that we really all cherish. Ani bahan dahin no bahan nitin. Roman hatat the nitin naso. Since the day started in 1868, first people that signed the treaty, Otto Hussein, the first consul, Lebanon, Abbaswal Ilya, Otto Hussein, Nana, chapter government. I could have held the street. A season day, ordered as Bishop Hayi Kagi, Kokoro, the net about the law, Yakoro. Days in the door, that is. I would like to recognize Dr. Rosanna Jumbo Finch, chapter president, Otto and Miss Shana Claw, chapter vice president, and then Miss Royanne Burbank, chapter secretary treasurer, and Oscar Baya, chapter grazing representative. Otto and Bandas Nishigi, chapter manager, Walton Yazi, Otto Melissa Winnie, chapter administrative assistant, Tyrone Begay, chapter planner, Marco Doha, chapter project manager. Throughout the pandemic, ever since it started, they've been there, with the exception of the chapter officials. Mr. Marm Lawson, Otto David Yazi, and Cindy Hunter. They added that they were open all the time to help other chapters. They caught in the child hall. She could start off in the new year. So we're hoping that we're going to multiply our efforts and keep on going forward to get our people in a situation where we had to get them out of the dirt world, so we can all have roads, we can all have communication, we'll all have running water, etc. It shade or not or jot or gazette just on the voice and ears and the eyes for the people. And they're the educated ones that's going to be putting down all those fancy words to move to push this whole Navajo nation forward. It is what the Roy Shehat really a speaker. If they have one of them have some kind of a word, maybe Dr. Finch, Shabbat be us. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. Yate, Navajo 24 Navajo Council. She'eya, Dr. Rosanna Jumbo Fitch, Yinashia. Yo dene, Torich eat Ninishla. My deshkish ni bashish chin. Tabang had dashe, do desh cheat ni dashanala. Chinli de, Nasha. Ado, Quaege. Chinli chapter president, will yaki ADA ya. Shut that deal. Ado, yeah. I want to thank everybody for their votes, and I wanted to thank our chapter administrative staff. As we all know, Chinle chapter has been assisting a lot of our chapters around the surrounding area through this pandemic. And I want to thank Mr. Eugene So for supporting our chapter, providing assistance, providing his eyes and ears. And I thank our new elected officials for continuing to work together as a team. I just wanted to thank everybody for giving us this time to be recognized. And we will move forward as a team to continue with our Chinle chapter duties. And we thank you again for being recognized today. Yeah.
Anybody out there? Vice President?
Good morning, Doyate. Ado Kore, Shinanta Dono Senigi, Do Kore Alaj Santahigi Speaker Damon. Ado Kore Le Dasinosagi Yate Ben. Ado Kore Shinanta Todazin Behin Zigi A by Hains and the Najonago A Sad Lenigi A. But to this case, do cool, but I hear Ado Tashi A Adele Sisnitole. She A Shana and Claude Shijane. Ado Donna and Shinigi A Ya, Hawasan and Shnido, Twitch Eatney A Bashes Chin. Ado Kachini A Dashiche do Kia Ani A Dashanella. A Quita A Munchle. Do Quita A Sun and Shle. Ado Ako Chin Lead A. Quashanal Nishdo, Quasha Hoan Hello. A conde aya, I yisident na shahigi aya, le Nazlin Zil Biad. Kajitka will yehigi a I yisident na shah. Ado shanan nishlehigi a silkedo chilke a bisnashnish. A quit na din doba nache a quit a shananish ishla. Ado le Ultra Ultra Igi Aya Northern Arizona University. Ikut a Naltos Isilma Oko Njonago Abe Bansis Kesto Ban Kehinson. I just want to say good morning on behalf of the Chinle chapter, on behalf of the Central Agency communities. I want to thank all the Navajo Nation 24th Council members for the inspiring, motivating work that you are doing. As I have listened in the past few days, I listened to the work that is being completed on behalf of the people from the three branches of government, the executive, the judicial, and the legislative. I'm very thankful to be a part of the Navajo Nation as a government. I believe that with the planning and with the education, and when I say education, I mean the grassroots education. And Ebets ado eya dene nahokat dene taniklon. I'm very thankful for that, the teaching of our elders. And through this pandemic, we see the changes that have occurred, and that our main purpose here as elected officials is to speak and to put that action forth so that it may benefit all those from the young to the old. And I just want to say thank you to our council delegate, Mr. Eugene So, for allowing us this time to be recognized. And I'm here as a resource to each and every one of you. And I'm very thankful for allowing me this time to be recognized. Ako ekwit isako sabi hadesti ehehe ada hagone.
A speaker and all the words unsaid will be rewarded for the Ginchi people from other recognitions and prayers are answered by whatever they speak or it is in the so thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Honorable Eugene So, for that recognition. Honorable Eugene So, actually, I don't think, did you want to continue on your recognition?
I was feeling that I don't know what the time you got. I want to go down to my grazing representative, also my chapter manager, Walton Yazzie, if they have something to say. Thank you. Oscar.
Okay, thank you very much, and Honorable Eugene So, and thank you very much for that recognition this morning. And then good morning to everyone there at Chinle Chapter. You have a great delegate, a wonderful mentor, very knowledgeable there, Mr. Eugene So, and thank you for allowing us to go ahead and do this recognition this morning. Good morning again to Miss Chapter President, Vice President, Secretary Treasurer, Grazing Official, the Chapter Manager, the Administrative Assistant, Chapter Planner, and the Chapter Projects Manager. We look forward to working together with you all in the future. And if there's any questions, comments, go ahead and refer to Mr. Eugene So, and we can continue to guidance through and for the community there of Greater Chinle area. Yeah. With that recognition, let's go ahead and continue on now. Let me go ahead and go on down to Honorable Elmer Begay. Elmer Begay, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Speaker. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning. Okay, I had to share with all the members of the Navajo Nation Council. Speaker, I have last night, Ellen McGee text me regarding that I'll be doing his the recognition that he wanted to do. So there's going to be two that I'll be doing it for. Which one is this one going to be for? Is it going to be? I know that I have Alberta Pashakai that I initially that I was going to do that. So.
Well, you can start off with either one of them on Elmer Begay. This is your time.
Okay, members of the Navajo Nation Council, then all people that are on the line, I have an individual, Situ Budishno, actually he's 82, he's my dad, but Trapa nast as trapa double chase. So I'm nast as trapa it's a two eyes ago. I agree him like that. Then as a che, you always be proud of your grandkids. So I took it more like that as my two. Today, that is still standing and it's going to be there for a long time without Bantuski. So Mr. Alberto Pastrica, he's from Indian Wells community, and he's an individual that's been around to these communities, not only in Indian Wells but all over the other Navajo County areas. He was working for public roads with Navajo County, and he was being mentored by my great brother too, Mr. Jesse Thompson. He was a board of supervisor, District 2 for 28 years. He's been assisting him for almost all his most of his career as a assistant to Navajo County. Today I wanted to recognize him. He has a dad, and then he has brothers and sisters. But he has some knowledge and chase out there in the area. So I've been very honored to give him the recognition, to give him for me to say that he's my two, and he's serving the Navajo County Board of Supervisors. He's been this past November he's been elected. So we're gonna start up with a brand new day, especially with this winter's moisture that we have. To start up like that, to be recognizing him, and then Lego so we can establish that partnership with Navajo County and as well as his leadership. We need help, and we need partnership with other entities, especially with Navajo County, especially on roads. I wanted to recognize him, but not only on his work. I want to come down to the grassroots level. He goes into these homes, and even if they're in need, like there'll be a ceremony, there'll be something going on. Even at the church, he goes over there and he delivers food to these people. He has that. He has a talent of being respectful, and he's very dependable, and he's had a caring heart that he has for each of the people, always to the Masani and even you could see him at some of these fundraising these kids would have, even family, they're in need, they want fundraising. He delivers foods, and he gives other anything that people request, he's there for them. So that's the reason why I would say that I was glad, and I was really an honor for me to introduce my two here, and to acknowledge him that he was a good individual, and very happy that he'll be taking on that task as a new Navajo County Board of Supervisor. So maybe he doesn't think of himself like that, but myself, from where I stand with my family and my relatives, with this, how we look at him, down the road, we'll see him more. So I'm pretty sure that Navajo County and Navajo government, they have a good relationship to start with. So yeah, no, but this Ellison speaker. So I'm not sure if Mr. Pashakai is on the line. So Situ, are you on the line?
Yes, Sache, I'm on the line.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this time. Speaker, I'm gonna give the time to Mr. Pashakai to introduce himself.
Good morning, Mr. Peshkai. Floor is yours.
Good morning, Speaker Damon, members of the 24th Navajo Nation Council, legislative staff, and guests that are tuning into the winter session. Adonen shlinigi a twitch eating Kenya ani a bashichin nash ejet kappa a dashiche ado twitch onje a dashanale do toha le do shada a twitch onge wali a aden yisi nashado a shiahoa ado Alberto Peshlaka a dashijaneti akutano ka the nebelash gleinishle ado the nepe wajigo hahwazo jigi a ajib because the ajishina nishkuno the it's isa hahwazo jigi a ashkla huno and the din it's isa hahwazo jigi na kiki sineligi a ajib because the a ajishina nishkuno but a yisi bini yehigi a ajishadene basht a yisi a large Otto, it is a privilege and a pleasure on behalf of the Navajo County Board of Supervisors to wish each of you listening a happy new year. And I'd also like to just thank Chiche, Delegate Bigay for the recognition and the opportunity to give a self-introduction of myself to the Navajo Nation, to the 24th Navajo Nation Council. Prior to becoming the Navajo County Board of Supervisor for District 2, I was a county employee for 12 years and 7 months in various positions, starting from a secretary to being a transportation project manager. And then just recently, I served the last several years as the Tribal Government Relations Director for Navajo County. So through those positions, I was charged with many duties and responsibilities to assist the county officials, our administration, in their intergovernmental relations with three of the tribes, of which one is Navajo, the Hopi tribe, as well as the White Mountain Apache tribe. And through that, I was mentored by my previous supervisor, also Shinna, former supervisor Jesse Thompson. And so through that, I was able to work and assist and try my best to support them as our elected leaders in their advocacy efforts through the tribe, through the local level, through the tribe, as well as through the state, county, and federal levels of government, in supporting in helping them and move certain projects and tasks and fundings forward for the benefit mainly pertaining to tribal transportation. And so I look forward to our continued tribal partnership with the respective chapters within Navajo County, their staff, officials, and council delegates, as well as tribal programs and services that we render. And so thank you very much for this opportunity, and I look forward to someday meeting each and every one of you in person, and I hope that would be soon rather than later. And I like to also commend each of you, each of the 20 members of the 24th Navajo Nation Council for their efforts during this pandemic. It's something that our nation, well, actually the entire world is currently going through. However, that our Navajo Nation leaders stood hand in hand and tried their best and continue to do their best to provide the necessary essential services and assistance to our tribal members. And so I'd like to commend each and every one of you for your leadership and for your continued prayers for our people and to keep our Navajo Nation government in operations and moving forward. So with that said, thank you very much, and I'll go ahead and turn the time back over to Delegate Bigay.
Yes, it's a congratulations. And then I was saying that speaker and from his office, I was saying we'll probably arrange a plaque for you, some recognition. Speaker, that's for Mr. Pashakai. Hello?
Thank you very much, Honorable Elmer Brigade. Honorable Elmer Brigade, does that conclude your presentation and recognitions?
I have another one. I'm not sure if he's on the line. Should not. Mr. Jesse Thompson, are you on the line? I'm not sure, the speaker, if Kiel McGee notified him yesterday, but last night Mr. Kiel McGee just told me that to do this recognition for him.
Okay.
So, but go ahead and do that. That maybe we can later on text him that we did that. Cause just wanted to. He's not new to this Navajo Nation government. We all know that Mr. Jesse Thompson has been involved with the Navajo Nation government from his position as a board of supervisor. Understanding that he's been working for BIA under the O'Neill Office of Hopi Navajo Relocation Office in Flagstaff, Arizona. He was been the official from that office for a long time before he became a board of supervisor. So through that, he knows where all the relocations and where the needs that people have, especially regarding roads, education, regarding the infrastructures that people need. So through that, he became a great asset to the Navajo County and as well as for the Navajo people. So he served it 28 years. So that he retired, and that's how we we're fortunate to have him and to serve and to acknowledge him today. And then he came from a traditional setting too, from out in Sebilakai. He has some mentors. He has some hatatis, and it's unfortunate that we lost one of his a great hatati that was a mentor in the area. But and then we lost one of the great chanter that we have. He's been a big mentor to the southwest part of the reservation. He was a great hatati, so he's from that area. So he's known to these ceremonies, and he's residing over at Hard Rock Chapter area. I just wanted to recognize him and to recognize him like that, speaker. So we'll go ahead and arrange the flag that Key Allen McGay has been talking about. So that's my concluding my introduction and then also my recognition. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Elmer Brigade. And yes, thank you to Mr. Jesse Thompson. We have a plaque for him, and on here, I think it says some great words. It says, for your service in public office and long life dedication to the prosperity and progress of the Navajo people. We thank you for your leadership and advocacy. So yes, thank you, Mr. Jesse Thompson. And we know Jesse Thompson has retired, and Mr. Peshakai is taking over the reins and leadership role there at the county level. So thank you very much too as well, Mr. Peshakai. We have a plaque here for you too that will be presented to you in person in due time. It does state that the 24th Navajo Nation Council congratulates you, and we look forward to sharing your strength and hope with the nation, and looking forward to the dedication and hard work that we can go ahead and build together for the better of our Navajo people. So again, thank you very much, Mr. Peshakai. And also, a plaque here for the Chinle Chapter Governance. Thank you very much for your selfless devotion to the safekeeping of the health of the Navajo people during this global pandemic, to honor the spirit of collaboration and the public service demonstrated by the Chinle Chapter government. So thank you, Honorable Eugene So, for recognizing Chinle chapter for their hard work and dedication to the Navajo people and the community members there in Chinle and the surrounding neighboring communities too as well. And then Miss Martha Ellison, again, for her appreciation for 36 years of reliable and dedicated service and support for our Navajo Nation. We wish you continued good health and enjoyment of retirement that you have well earned with your dedication of your career here with the Navajo Nation. And last but not least, Mr. Eric Rogers, for your sportsmanship and contributions to the global representation of the Navajo people in the professional competition. We recognize your positive leadership and your accomplishments, and thank you for always recognizing the kids out there and having them look up to you. So with that, colleagues, thank you for those recognitions at this time. Before we go on and get back into session, we have one more recognition, and this is a special recognition. It's a unique recognition, and I really want to thank Honorable Freeland for organizing this recognition here this morning. Without further ado, Honorable Freeland, I'll go ahead and turn the floor over to you at this time. Honorable Freeland.
This is what will be printed.
Honorable Freeland.
Sorry, Speaker, I was muted. I was really talking away.
Oh,
My bad. Good morning, colleagues,
Oh,
colleagues, my Mr. Speaker, members of the 24th Navajo Nation Council, officials, our staff, officials, our chapter officials of the 110 chapters, the staff out there as well, our Navajo Nation employees, our frontline workers, everyone who is been working very hard since March. We thank you. We cannot say that and stress that enough. The volume of work, the gratitude and appreciation that we have been overcoming since March. Speaker, this morning, I have a special recognition. I did invite my chapters. They were on the call, but who would have ever thought in our lifetime we would have ever had to endure a pandemic? We lost 985 of our Navajo people so far. We have people fighting for their lives right now in the hospitals. We have families who are suffering still, who have lost loved ones. And I never thought in my lifetime I would ever have to endure such a pandemic. And I pray for all of our families right now who have lost loved ones. And I think one of my colleagues said it best, or Mr. Peshlakai said it best. We did what we could with what we have and our resources. Mr. Rogers, thank you. Ms. Ellison, Shema, thank you for your tireless work at Legislative Branch. Chinle Chapter, thank you for being there for the community of Chinle. Supervisor Thompson, Supervisor Peshlakai, thank you for being there for Navajo County. As the Eastern Delegate Speaker, I kind of found myself in a situation where, as a leader, I had to step up and do something. And with all the blessings of God and all of our people, we came across some great partners. A very unique partnership that we were able to establish within our region, but also an Eastern Navajo agency. Since March, we've delivered almost 2,000 homes food, as well as jackets, blankets, masks, sanitizer. The partnership that we created was very unique. And to have this type of call come about, these individuals, these organizations are such humanitarians and such caring individuals that we have to give them appreciation and gratitude They worked tirelessly collecting. They worked tirelessly finding resources, funds to donate to our people directly. The food was essential. The food was a big, important part. Our first trip, we went out north of Chaco Canyon and delivered to 14 elders' homes in March. And we came across people who were recovering at that time from COVID-19. But to hear the stories and to look into their eyes and to see their face when we came about with food, it's a blessing upon its own. 14 homes we did, and it took us almost all day from sunup to sundown. These homes did not have running water or electricity. These homes were scattered, and we were racing around all around Chaco Canyon until the early evening. We visited elders. We worked with the resources. We worked with our community health representatives. We worked with our senior centers, Saltex teams. Thank you to them. Our chapter officials, I cannot say enough about my chapter officials at my 8 chapters. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of my chapter officials. Now we'll defend them to the nth degree because I know what they've done. I know what they did during this time. They all stood up and rose to the call during this time. Our partnership began with one of our own in-laws, Miss Ali Bitsui. She's an in-law to us as she is married to Jeremiah Bitsui. These organizations are out of Albuquerque, Speaker, my colleagues. Most recently, we've begun another partnership with Vegan Outreach, who brought a semi-truck to Crown Point, where we delivered or where we passed out food from Los Angeles or from the San Fernando Valley, fresh produce that went out to chapters directly who they turned around and gave to their constituency. We gave it to all the Eastern chapters as much as we could. This morning, I want to recognize and thank and really give a special recognition to humanitarians, to angels, to people who are godsends to us and our people. We fed a lot of people. We helped a lot of people through these organizations and these individuals, Speaker. Women to Be, Dream Lab. There's the Rotarian Club of Albuquerque. There's 3 Rotary clubs in Albuquerque that stepped up and were delivering food with us and drive us around. There's Vegan Outreach. There's the Jewish Community Center out of Albuquerque. The Believer Center out of Albuquerque. All vegetarian incorporated out of Albuquerque, but they're really based out of Los Angeles. The Spouses Club at Kirtland Air Force Base. Mogro Mobile Grocery out of Santa Fe. These are individuals who came together and banded up and really united and gave a lot to our people out in Eastern Navajo, Speaker. And we are so forever thankful to them, what they provided, what they gave, their time, all the efforts that they put forth in bringing food to our people. Whenever you see the word of humanitarian, you think of humanitarian. I think of what's going on around the world. But this was a very special case for us out in Eastern. We have a lot of remote areas, a lot of remote homes, families who have to drive distances to get to the grocery store, to border towns, Farmington or Gallup or Grants, or even if now because of the reopening on the weekends, now they can go to Crown Point and Bashes. But Speaker, my colleagues, I wanted to recognize these organizations and say thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of our people's heart, because without them, a lot of our people would not have been fed and been able to get what they got. But I do have 3 of them on the line: Ali Bitsui, Christine Glidden, and Victor Flores. I want to give the floor to Ali first, if I can. Ali, are you there?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having us on. This has truly been an honor to be able to help. It's been awesome working with you, Mark. And it's really a team effort. You know, it took everybody doing this together, working together. So I'm hoping we continue. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you, Allie. Christine? Christine, are you on the line? Victor? Victor Flores?
Yeah, I'm here, Mark. I think Christine, you're on mute. I'm not sure. Hold on, I guess.
Christine, star 6.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll let Christine go real quick.
Thank you. Yes, Christine Glidden here. Good morning, Councilman Freeland, Speaker Damon, and all of the Legislative Council members. It's a blessing and an honor really to have done this work with you shoulder to shoulder all these months. We've had hundreds of volunteers and donors from Albuquerque to make this possible. And I'll speak for all of us when I say that this has been a lesson for us in the importance of family and community. And as well, just a deep understanding of humility and appreciation. So thank you very much for allowing us to do this. And we look forward in years to come to doing more important work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christine. Victor?
Okay, thank you, Mark, again for this recognition. I do want to thank Allie and Christine, especially because it's because of them that I was able to connect with you all, and Vegan Outreach was able to help. It is an honor to be able to help your people, Mark, and everybody on this call. And we hope to continue doing so at least through the end of the fall regarding Vegan Outreach. And if anybody else needs 40,000 pounds of produce sent to their communities, let me know. We'll see what we can do to make that happen. Again, thank you. I appreciate having us on this call, Mark. And thank you to your team and everybody that works together. And again, thank you, Allie and Christine, for allowing Vegan Outreach to partner with you all.
Thank you. I don't know if we have anyone else on the line from the other organizations. The Rotarians were a huge group as well. They were out there working with us. I forgot to mention one group from Crown Point, the family of the late Grace Cup, Dr. Lori Arvizo Alford, Karen Cup. They sent items directly into Crown Point as well. We even had a flight come in, an air flight land in Crown Point, where we met Karen's husband, who brought humanitarian goods too. Thank you to the Cups. Dr. Cup, she's the first Navajo surgeon out of Crown Point. Karen is up in Indiana. They also provided humanitarian goods for our area and our community of Crown Point. I don't know if any of our organizations are on the line as well. I wanted to let one of my chapter or two of my chapter officials speaker real quick if they can. Shada, are you on the line? Rita Capitan? Star 6.
Yeah, Mark, I'm on
Go
the
ahead,
line,
Shada.
I think. Can you hear me?
Did you want to say? Yeah. Did you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yes. Council session benia no glini do kodo introductions. Ado no shitsule Mark Freeland. Ani is that was a be ya bahajon nishis ya that eho eko belagana is that was a be joba the halon ko and so then del she yol ya ko hot iho at eda hat ni and so then del shita itzasota erota da hashta yego da haleho ko aha ni edo odieda and so del but to me kwa all laho aiki the ne the chaos bakai do all over the country and the world So hoten tail hot ya nish hala nishitene yini to yego ya big ya nehje dan is gado dene ik itacha ko kwagi the nacha she ko balagana to kushi ni kan daja not only in eastern but a whole all across the Navajo Nation. Hashin soji ni ka o what kunshende alla hol yehola ba yetin zenke ado kot even nacha kunyat eto a shahat the shnedo ado our delegate Freeland. He's a good spokesperson for our chapters, and we really appreciate him for, doing such a good job in getting people to help us in this way. Since last March, because I'm Rita Capitan, and I serve as Crown Point Chapter President. Council delegates Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sede. One more chapter president, Mr. Woody from Herfinale. And that will conclude my presentation, Speaker. Plaques will be sent to our presenters, to our, hold on, Mr. Woody. Tom, are you on the line? If you can make it quick, Tom, we are running out of time. *6.
Tom Walker, you're referring to?
Yeah.
Tom, Mr. Walker, you've got to press *6. Unmute yourself.
Okay, I don't know if he's on.
There he is.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Mr. Walker, go ahead.
Had to find the mic. I'm Tom Walker. I am a past district governor of Rotary District 5520, which includes the state of New Mexico. And I'm also a past president of the Rotary Club of Albuquerque. And I am so proud of what our three Rotary clubs, Albuquerque, Albuquerque del Sol, and Albuquerque del Norte, as well as several others, have been able to do. And we've also been able to direct grant funds from the Rotary Foundation in Evanston to this effort. And we are really so proud of our Rotarians that have been doing this support for you all these months. Thank you, and we're here to serve.
Thank you, Mr. Walker, for that. God bless the Rotarians of Albuquerque. Wanted to conclude with Mr. Ben Woody from Herfinale Chapter President, our largest chapter of the 8 that I have. Mr. Woody, *6. Make it quick. I think we're running out of time.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Ben Woody from Herfinale Chapter. I just want to say good morning to all of you across Navajo Nation. And again, thank you for all that you have done, Mr. Freeland, Delegate Freeland, serving our 8 chapters throughout the Eastern Agency. And all the donators, I want to thank you again. It's been a long months that we had, but we've been feeding everybody across Eastern Agency, and we opened up to our 31 chapters recently. So again, I just want to thank everybody for doing a great job working with your chapter. I did get some good pictures that you guys are actually donating these food across our Eastern Agency and into Northern and 45 Agency. So we did help some people in that area. Again, I mean, like, we couldn't touch everybody, but it's been a good job that we have, worked together as a team, and we will continue because this pandemic is not over. but we just keep everybody in prayers that we do get out of this very soon. And every morning, that's what we pray about across the Navajo Nation. And we think about all of you, and especially those loved ones that we have lost across our Navajo Nation. The number is growing, but hopefully it it goes down. And continue just being safe out there, wear your mask, and keep yourself sanitized. And let's all move on and pray one another and have respect for one another, and especially our Navajo Nation officials, delegates, Navajo Nation president. They've been doing a lot for us, so continue, just praying for them. And I just want to thank everybody again for doing such a great job from Herpino chapter, and my officials at Herpino, my administrators, for helping us out and doing a great job. Thank you again, Mr. Freeland.
Thank you, President Woody. Speaker, with that, want to say thank you as well, and God bless each and every one of you, our leaders, and let's continue to pray for those who are dealing with this pandemic or who have been affected with this pandemic, who are fighting for their lives right now.
Yes.
All the frontline workers,
Right here.
all the frontline workers as well. God
Hey,
bless
keep
you
one,
and
though.
keep safe. Yeah, Speaker, thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Freeland. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you very much to Allie and everybody there. Thank you very much for your continuous dedication and your commitment and your volunteerism. Everybody on the list that Honorable Freeland has mentioned, thank you very much for all your work, all your commitment, and making sure that the helping the Navajo Nations in the best interest of your heart. So we appreciate your willingness to continue the efforts that you guys have been pushing forward. And thank you very much for all that you have done for the community members, the chapters, and everybody that has received and benefited from your donations and your commitment to the Navajo Nation. No matter if they're from New Mexico or Arizona, so we know that you guys helped out, and we know that you've helped out so many families out through this pandemic. So we thank you very much again. Shahab. With that, colleagues, Byron, Tim, are we good to go?
Yes, Speaker.
Are we live?
Yes, you're good to go. You're all good.
Okay, great. Well, again, thank you very much for all the recognitions this morning. Thank you for the individuals and to the organizations that have really helped out in this past year, and for your accomplishments too, for putting the limelight and the shining stars on the Navajo Nation and what you've done to really help expose what not only what is going on here within the Four Sacred Mountains, but what you have helped expose to the rest of the whole world. So we really want to thank you for what you've done, and thank you for what your accomplishments are. And next year's, this is a new year, and we know that 2021 is going to be 10 times better than 2020. And with that effort too, as well, we have one last recognition this morning. I have an Honorable Stewart here with us, Honorable Otto So. We're standing in front of the beautiful Navajo Nation Council chambers this morning. I have Mr. James McClure, who's the CEO of Navajo Nation Oil and Gas. I have Mr. Ellison, who's the chairman of the board for Navajo Nation Oil and Gas. I thank you, gentlemen, for being here with us this morning. Most importantly, thank you for what you guys have done with Navajo Nation Oil and Gas in the past couple of years, and really has been a tremendous effort. And your leadership coming on, Mr. McClure, and your continuous work, Mr. Ellison, for the years of dedication from the past administrations and from what has been going on from the time that I can honestly say Navajo Nation Oil and Gas was in some kind of a position where it was almost to the point where we weren't going to have an oil and gas company no more. but through the hard work and dedication from yourselves and from the shareholders like Honorable Otto, it really has helped out in moving forward and recognizing that today Navajo Nation Oil and Gas is becoming a leader again amongst our Navajo Nation enterprises. So this morning we have Mr. James McClure and Mr. Ellison going to do a recognition of them, but I'll hand it over to Mr. McClure, and then I'll go ahead and give some time to Mr. Ellison, and I'll hand the floor over to the Honorable Otto. So Mr. McClure, thank you again for being here with us in Winter Rock, Arizona.
Yes, Speaker. Thank you very much for the opportunity to meet with you today. And again, congratulations on being reelected as Speaker again for the next council. Really look forward to working with you. You and delegates know, Navajo Nation Oil and Gas has been working over the last number of years to try to get its financial house in order. And I really feel like that we've been able to achieve some great things through some of our oil price hedging that's allowed us to maintain higher prices as we sell crude oil. Recently, we just announced a new refinance of our loan with a new lender in the state of Texas and a partnership with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. And with that, this is allowing us to resolve an outstanding obligation that Navajo Nation Oil and Gas has with the nation on a rental for a lease in New Mexico that we needed to resolve. Our hope is that by starting this resolution, and today we're gonna put the first check to the nation, to start paying down this obligation. Our hope is that leads to further partnership with the nation on helium developments, and we are working closely with you and the government, the executive branch, to try to get through a lease approval. So with that, what we'd like to do is present you a check for $3 million. Not
to me, but the nation.
To the nation. Hopefully you can help make sure that it gets to the right people.
We'll stand right here in front of the thing.
Come on in here.
Thank you.
But again, thank you very much for your participation as a shareholder of Navajo Nation Oil and Gas. And this is the first check of 3 that we'll be making to resolve this obligation. And we're hopeful that it can be put to good use within the nation. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Charles, you
want to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like to congratulate you, Speaker, and then also Yate to the Navajo Nation Council, along with the shareholders of the Navajo Nation Oil and Gas Company, the Navajo people. We certainly do appreciate your support, and then also that we continue to work as a good partnership, and then also that we continue to collaborate with one another. Leonard L. Sosi, da Shetanido, Kahinani, the Ensnido, Hotson, Bashishinet, or the Net Hachini, da Shekia, Ani, da Chanel, the Hot Echo, the Ken Yegon Ha, the Haken, Senot 8, and Copay from Lenny, Carded the Meal, Sohan Lenny, Kodo, Navajo Nation Oil and Gas Company, Navajo Nation Government, it's based on the Lado, Lake Hot Edo, Lake Eha.
Oh. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Yes, I don't say the Hanosto, the men of Henny, also in Shadow, not hold it leaning, Shledon, Connesh, as a hop, Habashi Shane, Tonan is the Eva Basement has uninitiated. Alcohol, I served on the 23rd Navajo Nation Council and the 24th Council, and today it's very exciting to finally take care of this San Juan Basin lease rental, and it's been a long road. The 23rd Navajo Nation Council oil and gas shareholders were is actually a part of this also, because we had to work with another finance company called Guggenheim. I don't they refinance another the nan lene the na ya da sin so ya ya leases that are owed, and to this day we are very grateful that we are moving forth to try to get these payments made to the nation. And I would really appreciate and I thank the current Navajo Nation Oil and Gas CEO and the board president of the of Navajo Oil and Gas, and then with it, Mr. Leonard, Mr. Dinesosi, Louis Dinesosi, the former CEO, but he retired. But it's a long road, and to try to get Navajo Oil and Gas back on track. And the Navajo Oil and Gas Company is the company of the Navajo people. The Navajo Oil and Gas, the Nandlini, it belongs to the Navajo people. Currently, with the shareholder, Daniel Herman Daniels, or Honorable Herman Daniels, Honorable Charlene Saul, and Honorable Eugene or Elmer Biquet, with the Speaker of the Navajo Nation Council, part of the shareholders. It's a beautiful day here in Winter Rock.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your words. And again, thank you for this check presentation. Stuart, you want to say a little words here? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, good morning, Mr. Fuller. Also, good morning. I don't know. So the speaker, IT and media. I also thank you for the presentation. Money like that, that shows that our Navajo people are listening. They are buying on Navajo. They are purchasing, and that money is coming back to the nation. And so we appreciate that very much, and all the work that you have done, and being a part of RDC Resource Development Committee. We did meet with you a couple of times. You did show us your plan and how it was going to be, and it's proof right here. That your mind, your thinking. That it was right there. It was for the people. It was benefit the nation, and how we can progress into the future. So I appreciate that. And thank you for the board and the shareholders as well, for their input, their insight into that. As delegates, we do the best that we can to represent the people, the communities out there. So thank you on behalf of them and the 110 communities out there. So thank you for that, and our children as well. So thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, I did. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad that you brought that up, Honorable Stewart. It's as Resource and Development Committee is the oversight of the enterprise and the outstanding leadership and working together. There's a combined effort between your organization with the leadership from the Resource and Development Committee. It's been a blessing, and it's been something that we're continuing to work for together and get things done. I have one more of my colleagues on the line. Honorable Daniels, let me go ahead and give the floor over to you, and then we can close it out this morning before we go ahead and start the Navajo Nation Council session. Honorable Daniels? Honorable Daniels?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. Aronan Kodo 24th Navajo Nation Council. Arun the Kodosh Sing Anos Kodo, Aro Dinos Flagi, Kodo Nagay, Dahuis Ago, Nagay Dinos Flagi, Shia Kodo, Aronan Kodo, Navajo Nation Oil and Gas, I see Shia Kodo, Juno A Day Nos Smash Kodo, Aronan Kodo, shareholders need Lineage Kodo, when Chano Kitnate, the show, Abe Kodo Dam, Nish Kodo, Aronan Kodo Basin, it's a wheel Yagishi Kodo, I think Kodo Baba, so Kodo Dam, Ishi Kodo Nagay, Navajo Nation, Jobich Holia, $3 million. So I hope I could do that. Oh, yeah, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Thank you again, Honorable Daniels, and thank you very much again this morning to Navajo Nation Oil and Gas and for this check presentation of $3 million. And to the community members, the public out there, these monies gets directly deposited into the Navajo Nation general funds, and this is how we fund the Navajo Nation government and fund the Navajo Nation support services that go to the direct services of the Navajo Nation. And that's a commitment that we have. And we thank you, as we know that Navajo Generating Station was our bread and butter of us giving us an annual amount of about $40 million to fund our government. And it's opportunities like this that help piece the puzzle together to say that how can we still come up with that extra amount of money every year to go ahead and still fund the Navajo Nation government. So we thank you very much for your commitment, and we look forward to working together with your organization again throughout the future. And we again thank you to everyone that was recognized this morning. We thank you to our leadership here for allowing us to move forth with that. But most importantly, thank you all to everyone that was recognized for what you've done for the nation and how you really expressed your concerns and your wishes, but most importantly, how you have spread the love and joy throughout 2020 and really made sure that we can go ahead and help move our nation forward. And that's the whole point of it. So again, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning. And